Okay, as you can hopefully make out here, I'm at school, I'm in the CAD-CAM room, and I want to show you how to use this laser cutter. So this is a quick getting started guide for my students. Power's already on, at the wall anyway, at the socket. I'm going to switch on the power there. It's going to go through its startup routine, which you're going to see some, if you watch it, you'll see some of the startup checks there. I've already got material in here. This is 4mm thick MDF. Whenever I place the material in there, I always go top left-hand corner, so go into that corner. It's quite easy because then when you're positioning your document to cut, top left-hand corner is an easy place to find. So it's still going through its setup. So whilst it's doing that, let's just have a look at the program settings. I'm using TechSoft 2D Design here. So I'm going to go File, and go Print Setup. I need to change it to the laser cam, and I need to have a look at the properties just to check, and it says that black is going to be 100% power, 1.2% speed, so it goes at full power but a lower speed, so that's going to cut. And then the red, remember, you know, the red is the text here, the red is going to go at 100% power and 100% speed as well, so that's fine. Now if you wanted to change that, you can click on an option like that and say if you wanted to reduce the power, for example, you could change to like 90% and then click set up there. So that's now changed. Now I didn't actually want to change that. I want to go 100% power, 100% speed. So I'm just going to go back there. So now 100% power, 100% speed, and then so I click on OK, and I'm going to click on OK again. And it's going to warn me a little bit about the layout. So if you look at that, that's probably like A4, A3, I'm not sure. So I'm just going to click yes, and then it resizes according to the bed here. So next thing then that I'm going to do, I'm just going to select the thing that I want etched and stick it up there, more or less the top left-hand corner. Don't go too close to the edge. Okay, so I'm just going, you know, close but not too close, because the work is just in the corner there. And the next thing then, just check, yeah, okay, so it looks like it started up okay. I'm going to remember to turn the laser on before I forget. And you could, although I know that there are no jobs waiting, let me just show you that if we were to click enter, we're currently on work display, if we were to click enter, you'll see there's no jobs there, and I can press escape. So you can go down through this menu using these buttons, and then you enter a menu there. Don't use these are for positioning. It's only these buttons that you'll ever use. So first thing I want to focus on, I want to go down to the system setup, so I go down to system setup and press enter, and I want to change the position, so I need to go down, I need to enter the position setup, so I press there. I then want to focus, so I'm going to go to autofocus and press enter there, and it's now focusing. Once it's focused, I think it goes beep, can't quite remember, but I think we'll know anyway when it stops focusing. There, beep, okay, so that's now focused. If you want, you can press escape to get back to the main menu, but you don't need to, it's absolutely fine, you can just, that will be alright. So the next thing then is going to be to send this job. Now obviously the lid needs to be down. If you were to open the lid up, there are safety interlocks, so it won't be able to cut. And after it's cut, it's worthwhile leaving the lid down maybe for a minute so that the fumes can fully be extracted, and it goes through a fume filter unit there. So next thing then, so we go File, Print. Just check once again that you are going to print to the laser cam, which we are. We've already gone to the properties, so we've set that up. So let's just click on OK. You hear it went beep and then beep beep. That means it's accepted the job. At this point you can just click run, but just so you can confirm this if you want, let's just go up to work display, and you'll see that my job there, which is called Untitled 1, which is Untitled 1 because I didn't name it, is up there. And so when I click run, it's going to run that job. So let's do that now. Okay, so as you see, it's running the job now. A common problem, I would say, is that you forget to turn the laser on, so you forget this button. If you forget that, there's no point in turning on halfway through the job. What you should do is you should click pause, and then the cutter head is going to park itself over there. Once you've done that, then you'll click next, which basically just skips the current job, and then you'll then need to go into the file manager and delete it through the interface here. So it's finished doing the etching the inside of the text. It's now doing the cutting of the box. If you remember, that's what we're going to cut. Let's just zoom in a little bit. The way I did this text is actually got text fill, and it's also got a text outline, so I rather suspect that when it's already done the fill of the text, it's then going to do the cutting all the way around the box, and then it's likely, I think, to actually go around the outline of the text again, because I've selected that to be in red. If I were to say click this text and then have a look at the property of the text and then go to settings, you'll see that I've got a line colour of red, and I've also got a fill colour of red as well. Now if you want, you could go onto fill and you could say no fill, and then you could click OK, and OK again, and OK again, and then you'll notice then there's no fill colour, which is actually really good if you just want an outline of the text. Having fill in the text obviously slows things down somewhat. So it's now doing the outline of the text, so it won't be too much longer and it will actually be completed. Hopefully this is useful for those students of mine who maybe I've shown once or twice how to use the interface on this, but then you've forgotten. Obviously you do need to speak to a teacher if you want to use the laser cutter. So the head has parked back over there, it went beep beep, it's finished, there are no jobs in there. I'm just going to turn the laser off. It's all quite noisy at the moment, the fume extractor is still running. Let me just show you about deleting a job. So if I were to send a job and I didn't want the job, so if I want to get rid of that job, I can go down to File Manager, I can enter the File Manager, and then you get the option to delete the current file or delete all files. Well, there's actually only one there anyway. So let's just go to delete the file. Are we sure? Yes. Enter there. Okay. Now to get back out that menu, we just click Escape again. So it's really quite straightforward. So that's about it, really. File Manager if you want to delete jobs. The auto delete's normally on, so once a job has been sent and printed then or cut, then it will delete itself. The other thing, if you remember, was going through the focusing, which is important. That's down to System Setup, Enter, Position Setup, Enter, and then you go down to Auto Focus, and then you press Enter there. Hopefully that's a useful recap of everything that you need to do. Like I say, if you want to laser cut, you do need to speak to a teacher first, and there are various materials that you can and can't cut. Laserable MDF, absolutely fine. Acrylic plastic as well, fine. But if you look around the room, you'll see various warnings, and there are certain materials that you should not be cutting because they release potentially harmful gases. Okay, that's it. Hopefully that's useful to someone. Thank you. Goodbye.